Feel free to use AI on your resume if you would like to be ignored. Okay, let me say that again. Feel free to use AI on your resume if you'd like to be ignored. Now, I have been a headhunter for 30 years. I've placed thousands of people in jobs. I've helped thousands more with good career guidance. And I'm here to tell you what gets results. I'm not here to tell you what everybody else is telling you, etc. Because you're probably sitting there thinking, this guy is off his trolley when he's telling me not to use AI on my resume, okay? Now, what I'm going to do today, we're going to build out a little thought process about why we shouldn't use AI on a resume. I'm going to get you to think about why you shouldn't use it. I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why you should write your own resume. I'm going to also build on this. What we want to do over the next couple of years as we work as a team is we're going to build out a series of videos in different areas. All those YouTube technical specialists might call them buckets. I'm going to call them series, okay? Now, wouldn't it be wonderful to be able to write a resume that people can read and it's you? It's you yourself, it's valuable, etc. Let me be very clear. AI is a wonderful series of tools if used properly. Now, I'm going to do some foundation videos in some of our other areas of our channel where I'm going to show you, the 5 top skills that we need to master, especially for our young people in the modern AI era. So I ain't anti-AI, but I'm going to tell you guys what gets results, okay? Now, this all evolved, funny enough, because I'm still an active headhunter. I'm still an active recruiter. And the reason that's good, because I'm still in the trenches, talking to people, helping them, getting them jobs, seeing what happens when we go through our interview process, okay? I got a gentleman phone me up yesterday morning. He said, Johnny, I want you to look at my new resume. He was all excited. He's a lad that I've placed a couple of times in his career. And I think he's a very, very good salesman. I've been lucky enough to help his wife as well. They're a wonderful family. And he had paid a careers advisor to rewrite his resume. I said to him, so Kevin, how did you go about this? He said, I had to type up all the content, email it to Liddy, and then she drew up this new resume for me, this 1-page resume, based on using a couple of AI tools. I said, okay, email it to me, I'll have a look. So he sends it across to me and I'm sitting there and I'm reading it and I'm thinking, big lad, you're killing me here. You're absolutely killing me here. It was one of these fancy designed resumes with lots of cliches in it. There was no specific content in it. And what really killed me was I'm not a big fan of photographs on resumes, by the way, but it had a sort of a cartoon avatar of the gentleman, which had obviously been thrown through an AI tool. So I'm not trying to be facetious, right? What I'm trying to get you thinking about is you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you to be authentic. So let me give you 4 observations, if you like, why I think using AI is a bad idea on your resume. So first of all, there's a certain element of sameness. When you get a resume, headhunters, executive recruiters, line managers, talent managers, we all look at thousands of resumes. So when you start getting these AI resumes, they all look the same. And the other thing I have to tell you, they're all full of cliches. One of them was, professional business executive who specializes in diversity, or professional business executive who understands synergies. And I'm thinking, well, that doesn't actually mean anything. So let's make sure that we don't put that sort of nonsense on a resume so that we sound like everybody else. Number 2 and number 3 are actually combined. It's about the ATS, okay? The ATS is very good at picking up words, etc. Or AI is very good at putting together a series of words, but it doesn't create the right context for you. You need to be able to present the who and the why when you're putting together a resume. You have to put the context out there to show people the project you worked on, what the achievement was, give it a bit of tangibility, etc. Okay. The third one in relation to that is that a lot of these bigger firms now, whether the big international computer software companies or banks, etc., a lot of these companies that do a lot of recruitment, they've got these AI detectors now and they run the resume through it. And if the detector thinks that you've used AI on your resume, it'll just wipe you. You won't even get a chance to get past first base, okay? Number 4, your resume is a career-defining document. If it lacks that authenticity, if it lacks that character because you've taken the character out of it using AI, well, it's not going to present you in the best possible light. So once again, you just have to be careful with that. So now let me give you 4 reasons why I think you should write your own resume, okay? Now, number 1, it's a certain identity crisis if you actually allow AI to write your resume. If you're going to use AI to write your resume, well then how are you going to manage your career? How are you going to actually lead a team, etc.? There's a certain lack of authenticity there that you need to be very careful with, okay? So that's the first thing that I would suggest, a certain identity crisis. Number 2 is what I call the regional edge. So AI will not pick up the specific nuances of you working on projects or companies or jobs, etc. in Africa, Asia, Sydney, New York, London. You're the only person who knows the why and the how. So you have to put that in to your resume with your heart and soul, etc. So let's make sure, as I said, that we're able to define that more carefully by writing the document ourselves. And number 3, right, this is what I call a moral obligation. Now you're going to have to bear with me here because this is something that I do get shitty about. You are supposed to write your own resume because it presents you. It presents your identity. Now, take this in context, right? You're getting all these careers advisors who are giving you all the stuff about value-based building career, value-based brand, authenticity, etc., etc. Now, I agree with all that, but how can you be authentic and do everything they're talking about when then they tell you, by the way, I'm going to do your resume using an AI tool, which means it takes the complete humanity out of it and it creates something that you're not trying to create, which is it's not presenting you in the light that you want to be presented in. Number 4 is something that I actually do. Not everybody does, but I'm going to tell you I do it because I want to work in everybody's best interest. And I would describe this as a capability statement, okay? When I get resumes from people, I do not rewrite them, okay? I'll tell you why I don't rewrite them, because A, I think there's a certain ethical issue there that if I'm rewriting somebody's resume, well, they may not be as good a writer of a document as I'm pretending as I'm putting them through the interview process. Now, number 2, if I present your resume the way it is, I'm hoping it's a good document for your sake as well, because when you're working in a job, the chances are you're going to be presenting tenders, project documents, etc., etc. And the last thing you want is your potential employer bringing you over the coals and saying, hey, we're having trouble with some of the documents that you're writing. They're not very good, etc., etc. And then it comes to light that you presented them with a resume that actually wasn't authentic, that wasn't you. So I'm a little bit of a stickler for that. A lot of these careers advisors may disagree with me, but when I present a resume to a client, I want to make sure that it's your resume, it's your own writing, and it's your capability so that we don't have any issues down the track where people question your writing skills whenever you're actually doing tenders or projects, etc., etc. Okay, so let me just run a couple of little points to finish off with today, okay? I will tell you straight that we all are trying to learn, we're all trying to grow, etc. And you are getting a lot of people hitting you with all this AI tools and branding, etc., etc. I'm not saying to you that if you're using AI, you're lazy, etc. I don't create that sort of nonsense for people. What I'm saying is that you're experimenting, you're learning different ideas, you're adapting different ideas. It's nobody's fault if you've used AI and it hasn't worked that well, right? All I'm saying to you is that let's start looking now at defining more carefully on our resume who we are, what we stand for, right? You know, wouldn't it be great to create a resume, as I said earlier, that you present to people and it ends up presenting you in the best possible light with all your specifics, etc. on it, okay? Now, one point that I'll make in conclusion, it's an interesting point that I always say to people. If you received your resume today, would you interview you? If you got your resume and it landed on your desk, would you say, I have to see this guy or lady? Because the way line managers and talent managers work is that they want to see a resume that jumps out at them. 2 or 3 pages, good specifics, good content, good achievements, and they'll either phone me or they'll phone the talent people and they'll say, I need to talk to this guy or lady because I need him or her on the team, okay? Now, one little thing for you to think about in conclusion, you may take a step back, even if it means that you don't apply for any jobs over the next couple of days, etc. I'd rather you go back to the basics, go back to the drawing board and just have a think about, am I doing my resume properly? Am I happy with the document? Am I letting other people influence me? Am I letting other people interfere with me? Please put the time and effort into thinking about your resume. And if you have to rewrite it, remember, it's not the end of the world. I would rather you rewrite it based on our discussion today and you rewrite it properly, because it'll take you 2 or 3 hours, okay? Even if you do it over 2 or 3 nights, but please put your heart and soul into it. The resume represents you. It represents what you stand for. You want the big bad world out there to know who you are, what your values are, and where your career is going to, okay? So this is a little bit of a controversial one. As I said, you'll all be thinking this guy's absolutely daft because everybody in the world is talking about AI. I've already explained to you that I think AI has its juices, but it does not have its juice in you using it to create a machine-generated document when you are very clearly a high-quality human being, okay? Thanks for watching. This is Career Guidance with John Waters, and I shall talk to you guys in a couple of days. Okay, bye.